What's good, my people? Welcome back to episode 3 of the path to God body. We're starting off with the extensions, 10 kilo plate to start off with. I did a few bodyweight ones, but really ain't got to show that no more. So let's see how this 10 kilo plate goes, and we may possibly even add more weight. I did forget to do an exercise last time. I forgot to do the Y raises, so we will be doing those today, man. So let's see how this feels. Step back a tiny bit. There we go. Ouchie. Oh yeah. 8. 9. 10. All right. I really feel that in my hamstrings, to be honest. Not so much the lower back, but the hamstrings. For sure, that stretch on the hamstrings is intense, man. So potentially we could go up. I think I'll do 3 sets. I think I'll do another set of the 10 kilo. And then for the last set, we'll see how the 15 kg goes. But we are making steady progress. The reason why I'm doing this at the beginning of every session, one is to ensure that I actually do them, because it's very easy to not do these sort of things because you kind of overlook them. And 2 is to make sure that my back is warmed up for any sort of exercises that we do after that. So just so you're aware, at the beginning of every session, we will be doing these prehab exercises from now moving forward. So we're not gonna stop doing them. So just so you're aware, this is how every video is going to start. And if it doesn't, then shame on me. But for the longevity of time, gradually, maybe we can do more and more plates and it will look more and more, aesthetically pleasing. But for right now, this is where we're at. So just gonna keep working through and get into this second set very shortly. We are gonna do a few other lower back exercises today. See how those goes as well, but we're just trying to make sure that we're progressing at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, but we want that sweet spot. So that's why we didn't do it in the other session. But today, we're gonna go for it, man. See how it goes. All right. Whew. That felt good. That felt good. So could definitely feel the lower back fatiguing throughout that, which was good. It's not pain, it's more like fatigue. Like when you're doing a bicep curl, your bicep starts to get a little bit tired, that sort of sensation. So we are gonna go up to the 15 kilo plate, see how that goes. But so far so good. I'm happy with the progress that I've made in the last couple sessions, which is nice to see. But for the most part, lower back has improved just in that general day-to-day activities. I tell you, if I had recorded when my back was like really seized up, flared up, it wasn't pretty. So making headway, man. So let's take another break and then we'll get into this 15 kilo plate, see how that moves. So ultimately, I am gonna try and treat my lower back how I would any other muscle group. So we're not gonna do super high rep ranges. If we don't have to, I would say. If we do have to, and let's say for example, worst comes to worst, and we have like a mini flare up and I have to go back to body weight, I think that's when I'll probably do high reps. Compared to, I'm gonna try to keep it below 10 in regards to all the back movements. Yeah, I'm not trying to treat it as if it's anything different than any other body part. So let's go 15 kilo plate, see how this goes. 1, 6, 8, come on, 2 more, 9, good. All right, so I think as we continue to progress, I will start to put the plate to my chest instead. And the reason being is that my arms are long. So the ground is kind of a limiting factor right now, which isn't the worst thing because I don't want to overdo it and get in a position I can't get out of. But I think having the weight here, I can get a deeper, yeah, see that? Right now, trying to do that with weight. Oh, I just did a set, but anyway, trying to do that in that position is a little bit too much. So we'll stick with the arms stretched out instead. But overall, felt good during that one. No pain right now. Yeah, man, not bad at all. We'll move on to the next exercise and see how that goes. So next on the menu is going to be seated good mornings. I know a lot of people know what good mornings are already, but we're just doing these seated instead. 10 kg on the weight plate. So literally all we're gonna do is bend forward. This is kind of awkward. I would prefer to use the bar, but I don't know if the bar is gonna be too much right now. I wonder if I can put it behind my head like that and see if that's gonna, nah. Let's try it with the bar, man, and you know, if it's too much, it is too much. But we're just gonna go for the 20 kilo because that weight plate's a little too big. Feels a little bit awkward, man. So we're going straight into it with 20 kilos. Hopefully this ain't too much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Let me figure this out, man. So let's just start with body weight and see how we get on. Maybe I'm doing too much too soon, so let's just see. Five, 6, 7, 9, 10. Yeah, you know what? Body weight is just fine. Can definitely feel it in the lower extremities. So yeah, we'll do another set of body weight maybe because we just did that. Maybe doing these in the same day isn't the most ideal thing. So now we know. And yeah, do another set of body weight. I think for the most part, just trying to gauge load management right now is one thing. So because we're relatively new into training again, just assessing where we're at. So again, that fine line between doing too much and doing not enough. We're just trying to get that balance at this very moment in time. And are we always going to get it right? No, but if the sign is that it's too much, stop. If you're doing too little, then obviously add more. But just trying to find that sweet spot. Here we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there definitely is a point where, so when I'm coming down, I can feel it start to seize up, my hamstrings get a little bit tighter on the sides. Now that's that sticking point where I don't know right now if I should push it beyond that, just to see if I can go beyond that. But right now I'm just stopping, kind of just, holding that spot there and then coming back up. Eventually we will try to see if we can get a little bit more out of it, but I've always been told that if a muscle is like tight or whatever, you don't force it into a further range of motion. You kind of hold where it is tight, you stop there, you let the muscles kind of relax, you breathe into it, then eventually it will start to give more and more and more. So yeah, that's what I have been trained over the years to kind of do when it comes to stretching and flexibility and that sort of stuff. So I could be right, could be wrong, but at the end of the day, that's what I know, so that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, we got another exercise. We've got the Y raises, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. So let's do it. So the first session back, we did this with 2.5 kilo plates. So today we're gonna do the 5 kilo plates instead. See how we fare with these, sorry. This plate is not central behind me. It's a little awkward. In future, I'm gonna put 2 plates behind me, man. My arm's gonna hit that thing, I hope not. Anyway, let's see. 1, 2. Okay. Damn. That was a lot tougher than I expected. Wow. Okay, wow. We'll do one more set of those and then we're gonna get into the actual lifting portion of the session. Jeez, that extra weight, definitely when you're in this fixed position and it's like you're using your lower back kind of as a brace, but you got this supporting as well. Yeah, you really feel it, man. Damn. Big difference. But one more set of those and then we'll get into some pull-ups, man. Final set. I think this is pretty good, I feel like we put in a reasonable amount of effort in today for the lower back. Let's see. So actually, I just remembered this is actually the upper back as well working, because obviously the Y raise is using the upper back muscles, but the lower back, of course, is still involved. All right, that's good, man. Let's do some pulley uppies and then see what else we can get into for today's session. I am extremely tempted to do some weighted pull-ups, but I know in the long run, it's not gonna serve me well. So I am constantly fighting the urge not to do them, but oh man, how I wish, especially with the setup we got now, mate, be quality, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Time will come, you know, don't rush. What do they say? What's for you won't go by you. So what is for you won't go by you, I should say. But let's get into these pull-ups now, GG. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. Huh? Am I burning? No, that's someone else, not me. Mum asked me a question. So this platform is a little bit off because the ground is a little bit off. So I need to put some mats under here to make it level, because I can feel this side is dipping a little bit lower than this side. So we need to level that out to make sure we get the full extent of the pull-up. But overall, 13, nice. 2 more sets and then swiftly move on. So there's still a tiny bit of a lean, but I put some mats here so it is a little bit better. But we will figure it out. Maybe it needs a second set of mats, but it's not terrible now. Before I could really feel the off-centeredness. So, or should I say the imbalance. All right, next set, man, let's do it. Nice and wide. Not bad at all, man. Ooh, yeah. Felt good. Felt really good. So 1 more set to go. Some of them I didn't really come down to a dead hang. I don't know why. That's just, I kind of feel like I come more into a dead hang when I'm doing it weighted, because, don't know, because the weight of the thing is naturally pulling me down. A dead hang just feels more comfortable. But when you're doing unweighted, it gets to a point where you're like, oh, bounce back up. But as long as it's not like halfway and you're like, nah, let me not even try to, let me just wait till the next set and I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, man, pull-ups feeling good, feeling nice. Weighted pull-ups, can't wait to get back to those, man. But I think after this next set, we'll do some dips and then we'll do some, you know, bodybuilder sort of movements, whatever they call them. Just weighted exercises, but hey. We swapped out the shirt for the hat. The reason I put the hat on is because I need time to connect the mic to still. Otherwise, we would have just dropped the shirt and the hat. I don't have my chain on, so, and the chain kind of clinks sometimes, so we got the hat on today, man. What are we talking? Captain Hook vibes, camping vibes, fisherman vibes, all those sort of vibes. But let's do this final set of the pull-ups. Hopefully you can see all the back striations and whatnot going on. I know that's what some of you lot are here for. They do it, man. Ooh, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That felt good, man. That felt nice. So I think next up, I'm gonna try and use my upper bench so we can do some incline presses. But obviously we'll use these for the to rest the barbell on, because the incline press doesn't really work with the way they made that bench is so weird. I don't know who they made it for, but not for anyone who's serious about lifting. But no disrespect to the bench or the company, but it needs some mechanical tweaks for it to be effective. So we'll try some incline press today, man, see how that goes. If it don't work out, then we'll just do normal bench press, but hopefully we can do the inclines. So this is the setup, man. So as you can see, when you put this at incline, trying to move a weight from here is nearly impossible because your head will be right here. So we're just using the bench, and we're gonna use obviously the power rack to be the actual place where we're gonna put the barbell to sit. Let me just make sure everything's in place. So we're starting off with 60. See how that goes, man. Shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. This is not the greatest incline, but it's enough, I think, to get what we're trying to get out of this. So let's see how this goes, man. This is definitely a limiting factor, but there's a reason why I can't move this back further, but we'll figure it all out, man. We'll figure it all out in the end, you know what I mean? Are my hands even? No. Damn. Not bad. A little bit awkward, but not bad. Not terrible. So I think we'll add a tiny bit more weight. Nothing too crazy. Definitely we'll need to get the leveler out to make sure this rack is level. I'm tired of this awkward imbalance on one side. So yeah, next session everything should be hunky-dory, and I got to move the bricks because this bench can't go further back enough. So if this was aligned, this wouldn't be a limiting factor, but too much to try and do while working out. So we know what we're working with now. We'll make the adjustments in my own personal time, and the next session we come back and everything should be smooth and fluid. Right, so we added an extra 5 kilos to either side, so 10 kilos in total, man. See how it goes. Do you know what I mean? See how it goes, my friend. Here we go. Oh, that's a decent lift off, I'll tell you that for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. I got one more for sure. 8. Good. Wow, okay. I felt that, man. Damn. Yeah. Do we go for one more? Damn. I think so. I think we'll go for one more. And then we're calling it there on the chest, man. Jesus. Let's do it, man. Let's lock in again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 6. One more, come on. moving on. I completely forgot that I said we're doing dips this session, so I lied when I said we were done with chest. My bad. So let's get into some dips. Why does this bar feel kind of shaky? I don't know. Let me just make sure. There we go. Found the perpetrators. How does it even get loose is the real question. That's better. Here we go. Okay. Gonna move the bars over that way. This is sloped, so again, I'm leaning to one side. So need to be on the flat surface compared to a slope surface to feel more balanced. I feel like I've used that word a lot today, but yeah, for the most part, that felt good. We'll do one more set of those, seeing that we just beat up the chest over there. We ain't gotta do too much in regards to the dips. Not bad though, not bad. All right, man, let's put in some more work. I'm gonna work this way actually. What way did I go last time? That way. Yeah, let's go this way. So we're gonna do some standing bicep curls. We got a little bit heavyweight today. Hopefully it's not too much, but we'll give it a go, man. Also, it's 20s, I think, on both of these, plus the bars that weigh a lot already. Let's go for it. Here we go. One. All right, not bad at all, man. That felt extremely heavy. We'll do one more set. I'll put the belt on for the next one, just in case there's any little twinges or movements unexpectedly. But that's a big increase from last time, I'll tell you that. So felt good though, felt nice. I think the form was decent. I'll look back on the video afterwards. But yeah, if I had to guess, I would probably say it's probably about 25 kids. I forgot to check how much those dumbbells without weight on them weigh. But yeah, it felt like 25 kids. It didn't feel like 20, because I know I can move 20 pretty easily. So, hey. Let's do it. Wow. One. Two. Five is the limit with these, man. I think in regards to the curls, we're either gonna stick with a preacher curl or barbell curl. Although the dumbbells are cool and everything, they are a bit clunky. And until I can get, so let's say so they do allow for a lot of weight on there. So if I had a lot more smaller weights, I could load it up with like 5s and it would feel like, you know, I can thing. But when you got to use the big 10 kg plates, it does kind of limit. So when I get to about here, the plate's already hitting me and I'm kind of losing that little extra bit. Nothing crazy, but You know what I mean? So yeah, I think either a preacher or a barbell curl would probably be more sufficient. But for today, man, that felt nice. That was cool. 2 sets of bicep curls. We are now gonna go into probably shoulders. We haven't hit shoulders. I would love to do a shoulder press, but again, that's gonna put a load on the lower back. So maybe a seated shoulder press. We can try that, see how that goes. No heavy weight, just just get some reps in and see how that goes, man. So that probably would be the best idea. Yeah, we'll do a seated shoulder press for today, and then triceps got hit pretty hard, so we ain't got to revisit triceps. Shoulders, maybe another back movement as well. We might do like a seal roll if we can set that up correctly. But for the most part, session's going pretty smoothly, no pain. So we'll start off with 15, see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. I pray. Make sure this mat is in the right place. This feels off. Let's take this mat and let's just put it here. That feels better. All right. This is a little high. Damn. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Okay. All right. Had to move the rack down a little bit. Hopefully. Now it is where it's supposed to be. Here we go. 1. Two. All right, you know what? That's a bit awkward when you're coming back. I ain't really got anything to brace my feet with. I'm not doing standing. Too risque. So what do we do now? We'll do some flies, man. You know, I could put a weight on my feet to kind of stabilize me, but so nah, we'll leave that right along where it is. So we'll do flies and then some rows. We tried. At least we tried. So reflecting now, I don't know what I was trying to achieve by doing a seated shoulder press. That was stupid. Got a little bit carried away there, but luckily nothing happened. So let's do some lateral raises, man. Let's go. That is heavy, and that's definitely not the weight I did last time. That's really heavy, but I ain't changed it now. So I know we didn't really get much height on them, but it will have to do, man. I still felt a bit in my shoulders. We'll go back down next session, but why did I think we was doing this? I don't know. I really don't know. Jeez, that is heavy. All right, so one more set of that. We'll get into the back finally, and then that should be the session done. But take note, don't do stupid things, because if I had hurt my back doing that, I'd have been here on the camera complaining now about la. So just because you start to feel good during the session, don't get carried away. So I just watched that footage back of that last set. The form actually wasn't too shabby, so we actually might stick with this weight because I'm cool with the reps, to be honest. 5-6 is what I really want. So yeah, we might stick with this, man. I thought my arms are lower than what they were, so that's always good. All right, here we go. 1. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Let's get into these rows, man. We're gonna finish the session with our rows. You see the setup already. tried to do a little something different, but it didn't really work out, so we'll just stick with the tried and tested at the end of the day, mate. So let's just make sure this is on nice and tight. Make sure everything is locked in, because, you know, one wrong move and this could get very ugly. Ooh, look at that already. All right, here we go. 1. Okay. Tried a little more weight than last time. It could be a little bit too heavy. So, to really get that, you know, retraction that we want, we are gonna have to go down just a little bit in weight, nothing too crazy. I got the 20 and 15 on either side, so we might do a 20, a 10 and a 2.5 instead. That might be more beneficial. We've gone down in weight just a tad, nothing that's too crazy. Why does this keep slipping? Oh, it keeps going up on the thing. I see now. All right, let's move this back a little bit. All right, that should keep it. Okay. Now it's locked in place. Whew. Yeah, that could have been ugly. Anywho, let's just move this over a tiny bit. Let's put in this work now, man. Hold on a second. All right. There we go. Now we're comfortable. To get this grip placement correct. There we go. That was a little too much bicep, not enough back. Could feel it. It's okay though. Take the 2.5s off and do one more set. Final set of the session, man. Let's do it. Let's finish nice and strong. What the heck? Why did this feel like it got 10 times heavier, man? What the flip was that about? Lord God Jesus, all right. Ladies and gents, that is all for today's session. That has been a wonderful session full of triumph, progression, and some tricky moments. But overall, really enjoyed today's session. Hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you like, you comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Give me some video ideas. If you want me to do a video, you know, about certain body parts, things like that, beginners, exercises, whatever, anything, let me know. But overall, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.